Okay, so I keep having to pause the video because I'm kind of one of those people that has to cook in a clean kitchen. So I'm having to like pause to like clean to continue to cook. So I am back. I have my apples over here off to the side ready to go. All right, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna prepare our topping. So we're on step number 4. In a small bowl, I also clean my bowl because this is the only clear bowl that I have at my house. It says whisk together the flour, oats, brown sugar, cinnamon, baking powder, and salt. So we're gonna start with the flour. How much flour do we need? 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour. Okay, so measuring out flour is kind of particular, and I want to show you. I just want to make double sure it said 1/4 cup all-purpose flour. Okay, I always double check that. Okay, so this is my all-purpose flour. Got from Winco. The way you want to measure out flour is you never take your 1/4 of a cup and just dip it in there, okay? What you want to do is grab another little spoon and kind of fluff up that flour a little bit, so kind of stir it around. Kind of like so, stirring it around a little bit. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take that scoop. Watch me make a huge mess. This is going to be fun. Okay, and then you're going to pour it into your cup. There we go. Try really hard not to make a huge mess. Okay, so what I did is I poured it into my cup. And then I'm just going to kind of tap it a little bit just to make sure there's no huge bubbles, okay? And then what you're going to do is you're going to take your straight edge knife again, and you're just going to, and I only made a small mess, which is not too bad. So I measured out a 1/4 cup of flour the right way. A lot of people, what they do is they scoop it down in there, and then they kind of bump it around and then smooth it down. That's way too much flour. It ends up being too much. So I'm going to put that into my bowl. Okay, so I got my 1/4 cup of flour in my bowl. What's next? Oats. So 1/4 cup old-fashioned oats. So to measure out oats, it doesn't really matter. You can just scoop it right on in there. Okay, just kind of shake it up. There we go. That's 1/4 cup of oats there. Set that off to the side. Brown sugar. Okay, so with brown sugar, it is a little bit important that we do this one correctly. Brown sugar is very dense and sticky. So I just want to double check. 1/4 cup of brown sugar. Okay, I'm just gonna put that right in there, and then what you're gonna do is you're actually going to smash it into your cup. Okay, so you're gonna smash it into your cup. So a lot of times recipes will actually call for compact brown sugar or pressed brown sugar. So you really get as much brown sugar into that 1/4 cup as you can. And then when you dump it into your bowl, see, I only made a small flour mess. What's gonna happen is it's gonna come out and look exactly like that little 1/4 cup, and that tells you that you measured it correctly. Okay, what is next? So we did our brown sugar. All right, so now we need our cinnamon. Okay, how much cinnamon? 1/2 teaspoon. So when I paused the video, I also did rinse off all of my little measuring cups too, because again, I like things to be clean. Okay, so I'm gonna double check. So I'm doing 1/2 teaspoon of ground sugar, whatever this is, cinnamon. All right, so that's what we got in there. I'm just gonna do a heaping spoonful there. I'm gonna use my flat edge knife and just get off that excess. And that is a 1/4 teaspoon of, half teaspoon of ground cinnamon. So I'll put that in there, nicely done. And then it's 1/4 baking powder. So this one's not a 1/4, no. Where is the 1/4? With the baking powder, you definitely want to make sure you're measuring this correctly. You're not going to put a 1/2 teaspoon. You're not going to put a full teaspoon. If it calls for a 1/4 of a teaspoon, you put a 1/4 of a teaspoon. Nothing more, nothing less. So honestly, what I like about the baking powder is it has this little straight edge right there. So what you do is you just spoon that out into there, and then you just scrape it right along there, and it gives you exactly a 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder. All right, let's put that in there. Nice. And 1/8 teaspoon of kosher salt. Where'd my salt go? Right there. Again, I'm just gonna sprinkle some on there. Just not too much though, okay? So just sprinkle some on there. It's kind of hard to measure 1/8 of a teaspoon. Okay, and then the butter. So this is kind of fun. Anytime you get butter in the cube, if you look at the side, I don't know if you can see that, probably not, but there's measurements on the side there. So we need 3 tablespoons of butter. So it tells me that this right here is 3 tablespoons of butter. So I'm just gonna take my knife and I cut right through the package. This one's been out too long. Okay, cut right through that package to where it gives me 3 tablespoons of butter. So I'm gonna plop that right out onto my cutting board right there. And then I'm gonna put this in a baggie and save that for later. I'll put that off to the side. Ew, okay. All right, so the recipe says cut the butter using a pastry blender until small clumps form. I'm sure that a lot of you probably don't have a pastry blender at home, so we're just gonna cut up some butter, okay? So I left this one out. I'm thinking it's a little too soft. I might have to get another one. Well, whatever. I'm gonna go with it. I think it's too soft though. I think I left it out for too long. So, you know what? I might have to adjust this one.